Hey everybody, today we have an exciting video today because I'm here with my brew partner, Colton, and we are taste testing our latest batch. One thing that I do want to say is with any fresh batch, anything you're going to have in a keg, the very first pour is going to look something similar to that. So the reason for that is because there's a lot of like sediment and stuff kind of still like it's going to initially pick up right from the bottom. So you're always going to have a little bit of that, but then it's going to turn out clear, looking something similar to this. Yeah, you haven't been brewing for, what is it now, 4 years, 5 years?
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
You know, it tastes good, so I mean, you know,
yeah, it's a start. Let's go over a little bit about when we brewed up this batch.
It's bad I don't remember.
We have a tendency to drink a little bit in our while we brew.
I mean, is there any other way to do it realistically?
No, I don't think so. But we had a little bit of issues in the beginning because we were kind of in that weird threshold of it was warmer than normal for the time of year, and so we actually ended up bringing up to temp a little bit faster than we were anticipating, and then had to wait for it to come back down before adding in the grains.
You know, now that you say that, I do remember your grandparents showing up to help put up the snow fence.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the brew, so that was pretty neat.
Yeah, so there were some interruptions that happened there. Not that it was a big deal.
When it's boiling, you really can kind of leave it alone, more or less. I mean, you want to be around, but you don't gotta be, you know, babysitting it like a mother hen or nothing. Unless you're steeping, obviously, then that's a little more involved.
Steeping, watch it like a hawk for sure.
Yeah, first time we did it, our gauge is completely upside down.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So to read it is kind of a trick in and of itself. So I remember sitting down, the first time we were steeping grains, I sat down in a creeper in his garage and literally was like this close to the gauge, and we managed to hold it within like plus or minus 3. So that was we did all right.
It was within a degree and a half either way. I remember that.
Right. I remember we did an awful good job on it, and that was before we got the good burner too. We were using our first, not the turkey fryer, mind you, but, you know, our first one that we had bought, which, you know, didn't have quite as nice and even heat, and it is a little bit more of a bear to control.
Yeah, and that is one thing I will probably get into another video with, is talking about the different burners and styles. I already
that was one of our best purchases, was the new burner.
Oh yeah,
heifers.
Oh yeah. So one thing that I will say is I already did a video on like some of our first times brewing, saying that you can literally start using your turkey fryer, your outdoor propane turkey fryer.
Did you tell them about the broken thermometer?
I did not tell him about that. Oh.
Whole first batch, Jack.
Yeah.
Mercury is not good for you. Remember that, children.
Yeah, mercury not good to have in your brew. It's actually one of the reasons why we ended up upgrading our pots was to having a thermometer right on the side of it, because to go in with the candy thermometer constantly and checking it. We didn't have a really nice one.
And hot water's hot, as it turns out, so that's something else to know.
Pro tip, hot water is hot.
Well, I mean, you got the candy thermometer bobbing in there, so like, what are you gonna do? Like, scoop it out with your ladle? No, you gotta like kind of be careful, and sometimes you're not careful enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, I remember. It was it the second time or the third time? I think that was the No, it was the first time we tried doing the Spotted Cow clone.
Oh no.
We were new to the process, and we decided that, while we're waiting for it to get up to boil, we're gonna go throw the pigskin around a little bit. And well, no, we were there for like 6 minutes or so, throwing it back and forth, and I think about the same time, both of us had the same thought of, I wonder where the boil's at. And about that time, just blooch.
I thought you were referencing the fact that we didn't put any well, we put hops in, but we didn't read the recipe properly. So we put it in the same way we did for the last batch before it, which was not in line with the brew schedule, which was unfortunate because that was... Beer without hops is like a really, really disgusting tea, and you want no part of it. I promise you. I thought about... honestly, so when I first started brewing it is because... And, I had started drinking at a similar time. So I'm like, hops make the beer awful bitter, so, I wonder if I bet it'd probably be good not to put some hops in there. Maybe when I'm better, I'll try that. No. It's a bad idea. It's not good. Don't try it. I promise. I promise it is not good.
Grainy flavored sweet tea. Hard no. Alright, so getting away from the grainy flavored sweet teas, and we could go on and on, just an entire episode of all of our previous batches.
And mistakes, which there are plenty of.
There are plenty of, and we might have to do that.
I think we could have a lot of fun doing that.
Oh, we absolutely could. So let's talk about our current beer again. During the brew process, we had a little bit of hiccups in it, but overall, I think it went smooth. Overall,
yeah, it was nice. Nice return to the extract brewing.
So for reference, we've done all grain batches and we've had them turn out, but we also 2020 pandemic, we got out of it for a little while because suppliers were not open at the time and kind of ended up regressing a little in that regard. So we're like, you know what? Let's go back to our roots a little bit and make a batch, see how it turns out. And so that's what we're going to be tasting today.
And hopefully it's good, because it's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been. All right. Cheers. It's got a light bitterness to it. It's caramely.
The first drink got me really excited in the aftertaste. Honestly, in the middle is where it kind of made me... But the finish is actually kind of nice. I wish it was a little... Honestly, I wish it was a little more bitter. I wish it had a little...
Yeah.
But...
Well, we did choose an American Amber style. So I would say the IBUs, which for this one said it was going to be about 20, I think that's appropriate for this beer.
Yeah, no, that makes about sense. It's actually rather tasty. It's one I wouldn't mind, getting kind of based off of, but...
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, the hangover head off of homebrew. However, the hangover guts, if you do an active yeast, well, maybe a little less than ideal. So
I would say we should score this a bit. Take a look at it.
Ooh, the second drink was better. Hold up, I got the hops.
Ooh.
Oh. Hold on a minute, I got the hops on that second drink. Like the first drink, was probably kind of high in the keg yet. That second drink with the hops, that really, oh my.
Mm-hmm.
That second drink was good, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been a while since we had one I was excited about. Wow, that is good.
Yeah.
Man. I love good beer.
Hashtag excitement right here.
Man. Oh, I love good beer.
Yeah.
That is good beer. Like, I'm a big Fat Tire fan, and that's kind of like on par.
This is an American Amber. So the difference in that is the type of hops you use. So the process is pretty well the same, but instead of using more traditional Belgian hops, you use whatever other kind of hops for that are. I think for this one, we used hops that are really popular over in California.
We had the Cascade in this, didn't it?
It did, which is
a personal favorite of mine. I really like Cascade.
We use a lot of Cascade in our batches when we make them up.
It's one I'd very much like to start growing now that I got now that I bought the house. I'd really like to get a nice trellis made up to grow some Cascade over at the house. I think that'd be excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a real nice fruity hop. It hits the nose nice, and obviously it contributes a fantastic flavor to your beer.
Yeah. Actually, I think I got the brew schedule up over here. I can pull it up and we can tell you exactly what went into it.
I cannot emphasize to you all enough just how much hops is probably one of the most critical aspects of a beer, in my opinion. And, you know, the experience where we had the beer without the hops kind of really opened my eyes to all that. Yeah, find the hops you like, and, you know, they mostly come in like 3 categories, and I don't remember all of them, but it's mostly like fruity, earthy, and trying to think, what's the third one?
There's actually multiple. There's fruity, earthy, floral, grassy, spicy. There's several different styles, and each one there's a lot of them that have notes to both of them. So
he's a much bigger beer nerd than I am. I just really like drinking it and brewing it.
Oh, you got an empty beer. I gotta catch up. Jesus, what's going on? Why aren't you keeping me on par with this?
'Cause I'm thirsty. That second drink that I was real excited on, I took a pretty hearty gulp.
So for this batch, we used Warrior, Cascade, and Centennial hops. Half an ounce of each. And then for our yeast, we used White Labs. WLP 001. Which is another one I think.
Not to be confused with 007.
So for a side-by-side comparison, we have
side by side by each.
Yeah, that you can see the difference there, and you actually down by my picking here, you can actually see the sediment sitting at the bottom of it versus our glasses here, which are very clear.
You know what's kind of neat too, and pull yours back up here one time. So you see this one's real bull crappy.
Bruh.
Not good. Don't like that. Yours is actually a little bit foggier than even mine, which is only 3 beers into the keg.
Right, and the more you pour out of it, and the more time you kind of give it to sit, the clearer it does get. Your first glass, and even your second or so glasses out of it, might have that little bit of fogginess to it. I can guarantee you, the last glass before you end up hitting the bottom of the keg is going to be at its clearest. It's going to be crystal clear. You'll be able to hold it up to the light. You'll be able to see through it. And then as soon as you hit the very bottom again, you're going to have all that sediment coming up into the glass. And if you're good, you can catch it before it actually gets into the glass.
But I think it's no secret to anybody, but the more beer you drink, the better it tastes. I mean, I think this is just common knowledge.
We're also Wisconsinites.
Well, I mean, you know, I feel like beer's a you know, a well-spoken language across the continent.
Yeah. Even across the world. I actually did a little thing on the history of beer, where it started and some of the earliest traces back. I'll put a card for that up above his head too.
Should be a showgirl.
Be a showgirl. Yeah.
Feel voluptuous. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Hey everybody, if you enjoyed that video, please drop a like and leave a comment on what other subjects you'd like to see us talk about. Also, check out In Search of the Perfect Mushroom Swiss Burger Facebook page for great recipes and tips. And as always, we will see you next time.